Hello and welcome to the third stream for Scotland's Euro 2020 Road to Glory tournament. This is an impromptu stream, as you may be all aware. The only reason that I really stream these games is so that it's easier to upload to YouTube after it also on PC does it at a higher quality than if I just record the videos. So it makes more sense to do things this way. I am surprised that we have managed to get to a third stream. For anyone who watched the second one, we got a one each draw with Croatia, which let us finish in third place, and I thought the journey was over. I did not give Konami enough credit. They have implemented the top two third place finishes go through, and that's what's happened here. So I'll just show you quickly. In the group stage, we got beat by England, we beat the Czech Republic, and drew with Croatia, which let us finish third. We were the second best third place finish behind Sweden. So we both went through. There was some shockers here. To be honest, I would expect Sweden to finish above Poland. Germany going out, they had a goal difference of -4. Turkey and Wales out, and this was a surprise as well. Obviously, finishing third, we should have got a really tough draw. Now, I'm not trying to disparage Denmark, but I would much rather Denmark than Belgium. So, by virtue of Denmark managing to finish top of Group B, that gave us a potentially winnable first knockout round tie against them. So let's take a look. We had McGinn out. He wasn't able to play in the last game. He's back, so we'll stick him in instead of McGregor. And other than that, the two up top was working for us. As always, the main worry really is just this here. McKenna is not too bad, but this Devlin character is just a fucking abomination of a footballer. It's difficult. It's difficult, and any long time watchers of any PES content I've put up will know that I never have a Master League without Yusuf Poulsen up front. He is fucking brilliant, and I can't ever remember having to play against him, so this could be interesting. He's so hard to play against, but we'll see how it goes. So I did actually look up, apparently this particular game is set to be played in Seville, but going through, I have a modded version of PES, going through that, trying to import that stadium, I couldn't find it for some reason. Not sure why. So what I have decided is that we will go with, just going to check the players. Oh Jesus, it makes me worry about McGinn, and McGregor's right up for it. Fuck, maybe I will just start McGregor. Yep, so since I couldn't find that stadium, I was trying to think of what stadium we should use, and I've decided just to go with the old Santiago Bernabéu Real Madrid stadium. It's been revamped at the moment, so it's a stadium that's going to look a bit different once it comes back, so I think that we'll just use that stadium for this match. So I'm just going to run over to the computer and just make sure that that stadium is applied before we start. The stadium is in fact applied. The joys of having your PC in a completely separate room from the monitor.
tuning in from around the world, I'm sure that you can sense a very different feeling in atmosphere and ambience around the ground, certainly by comparison with what we've seen before in this year's competition. Gone now are second chances, points and tables, that sort of thing confined to the group stage. From this point on, nothing other than a win suffices. The mood here is expectant and nervous. Be amongst the favoured arenas of supporters all over the world. It really does have a very special feel to it. A moment of great pride, the anthems. Well, has got the juices flowing, and now this. Noisier occasion all round. Every region knows what's at stake here. Well, Peter,
tell you something, I always big up the work that the guys do with these mods, but they don't half make the Bernabéu look good. Good stuff. Right, this 2 up front's worked for us so far to a degree, making the best of a bad situation, so let's hope that we can slip through. I'm just going to go attacking and hope for the best. I haven't actually played PES, for fuck's sake, since the last stream, which is unlike me. Usually I put a couple of hours, sometimes a couple, that's a dive and all, a couple hours in a night, but I haven't played it in probably a week and a half, so I'm coming into this potentially a bit rusty. Good header, Tierney. That's it, McGregor, justify your start. A lot of shit in the news obviously about how McGregor shouldn't be starting for Scotland, and I do agree. The problem is that we don't necessarily have many better options. I don't even have... Oh, hold on. I'm trying to concentrate and do this. Okay, there's just no runs. Sorry, I don't even have Gilmore in the team, but it's because in PES his stats are not very good. And to be honest, I think they should be better, because in terms of in real life, I would absolutely be starting Gilmore. I don't think we've got a better option, and I think he's certainly not the finished article, but who in the Scotland team really is in midfield? Like I would start McGinn, McTominay and Gilmore and just go for it, but not so much in this game, like I say, because of his stats. I went in and just bumped his stats up a bit to more reflect the kind of real life. Like when he's played for Chelsea, he's played well, and I don't think his stats are accurate in the game. Oh, run Griffiths, it's something you can do, you dick.
Denmark have made it clear what they're trying to do for me, Peter. What are they trying to do? Well, I think they're making the pitch as big as possible to work both flanks into better supply routes.
It's just so interesting that even as soon as he puts on the Scotland top, that Robertson's absolutely mincing all. I think it's just to do with the team spirit that's obviously, I've went on before, is a big thing in PES. And these Scotland players play like absolute strangers with each other. Go on.
Well, the fact that we haven't had an attempt on goal is becoming an embarrassing reflection on these teams.
I don't watch Man United as much as I should, or I haven't certainly in the last year or two, but McTominay can't be this slow in real life. He's fucking murder. Hit it. Oh! May as well test the keeper. Deserved a replay, did it not? Take a wee look. I thought that was a wee bit close. No, never mind. Close to the corner flag. Now, if I was a professional, I would have looked up to see what the current poll results were on who we should do the Euro stream with next. The last time I checked, Holland were winning. I believe that's still the case, but I have not checked it in a day or two, because obviously once Scotland go out / win this tournament, I am going to try again with another team, and I believe that's going to be go on. Oh, I believe that's going to be Holland, which I'm quite excited about actually. I'm looking forward to. They've got a good young team. I think you could get some. It's a team that I should be able to string a few passes together with, not like fucking numpties like that. Go on. Closing down well here at least. Kept Pilson quiet, which is good. Look at that Devlin, man. He's playing as a midfielder now. Yeah, so if it does end up in Holland, I'll need to have a think about whether I want to, how I want to play this. Obviously, the likes of, he's through, that's not the ball. Phillips was through, man. I'll need to have a think if I want to do this legit. Like, obviously Van Dijk's been ruled out, so do I stick with that and take Van Dijk out the squad? I think I will. That's nice. Pilson's getting no service. I just clearly decided to help them out. Get ready. Absolute panic stations every time one of those central defenders has the ball. Yes, I think I will just take Van Dijk out. I'm trying to think. I don't think Holland have anyone else that's been ruled out through injury, although I'd need to have a proper look. But I think we will try and go as legit as possible, even though obviously it'd be you'd have an easier time of it with Van Dijk. Was that young boy at Ajax, Timber, is it? It's been playing. He played for them the other night, so maybe give him a shot. He'd probably get a. Oh dear, oh, that's awful. I've got a sort of thing where I only tend to play players if they've got a scanned face, but thanks again to this patch, pretty much everyone in the game has a scanned face. So I would expect that the boy Timber, I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, probably does, although I've not checked. Away, he's going to get booked for that. Ah, fuck. It takes time, Squinny, honestly. It really does take time to get good at PES. It doesn't help either, playing as teams like Scotland, who literally feel like they're in slow motion. Away. Yeah, what I would suggest to you is like Master League is where it's at. Like there's a whole you won't even I don't even think you'll see it in here, but if you're playing a Master League, when you go into this menu here, there's a number up the top, and that's your team chemistry. And when you build that up, all of a sudden your players start to react faster to passes. You can play much more fluid football. It's quite something. Um,
It's Phillips.
and I would maybe go quite a good team just so that you can see what the game has to offer. Because it's if you go a team that is not very good, like I don't know, I always find that in FIFA you can get away with that stuff because in FIFA if you have a player that's fast, you're alright, and that's not the case here.
There's the end of the first half. And both sides have drawn
And
blanks.
it does involve like a lot of build up play. Like I mean if you look that's me played a full half and there's been one shot on target and that's not abnormal. Like you're having to work for space. It's just I mean I'm literally playing with Oliver McBurney up front.
Scotland clearly have been the better side for me. Yeah, I know
I'd
the
be better
scoreline
with a
doesn't quite
lamppost.
reflect it, but if they go about their game in the same manner as the opening 45 minutes, things really should improve.
But yeah, just even here, you're just trying to like pull players out of position,
McTominay.
like try to pull them onto me
Tierney.
because they're pressing quite high. So if I can do that lay off,
McTominay.
see the problem is even McTominay there just can't control the ball.
Hoists it forward. Attempts to play it through.
Tierney get there.
Great strength. Too
Well
strong for
done.
his opponent.
Little high balls like that work really well. I always found them sort of useless in FIFA, but long balls like that in PES. I say long balls, high balls, because they're not even long all the time. Just little dinked balls over. Like that's some of my go-to passes. Whereas I always found in FIFA, I tended to play the ball on the ground. Like even just like that, just little passes. If you go high. So right here, just moving the ball around, looking,
Tierney.
because they've got too many players back. Just looking for some space, even try to drag somebody out.
Tierney.
Into Griffiths maybe? No. Plonker's not even looking for it.
Gets it back. McTominay.
Open it up. Griffiths? No.
Plays it out to the
Also
wing.
playing 1-2s to make players make the run, even if you don't plan on giving him it back. See like here, play a 1-2, I'm not going to give him it back, but he's going to continue his run now into the box, so that when I play this ball in, I have more players in the box. Now obviously it's Scotland and they can't header worth a fuck, but you get the idea.
Delaney tries to get it forward quickly. That was one quality pass away from being a very decent chance. Looked very promising.
That was just poor decision making and a weak execution.
So again, wee long ball, flick, let's get it out wide.
Fraser is
Problem is, it's Griffiths that's in the box and he's about 3 foot nothing.
Christensen is fouled.
Yeah, with a chemistry of 55, you're going to have a lot of issues. In that case, like you don't need to have a great team to have high chemistry either. Like what I would suggest is, like see in PES, I'll show you here, each player has a certain way that they like to play. So I don't know if you can see it from here, or if you have to go into, you maybe have to do it outside of a game, but it tells you like what type of play they put. Do they prefer possession football? Do they prefer counter-attacking football? And like I've had situations where you could literally be, I don't know, Everton, and you could buy Neymar, and he just doesn't fit in the team. He's the best player, but he just does not play well in the team, and it's because he just doesn't fit that style. Because if you go into, is it preset tactics? Aye, advanced instructions. Then you're choosing, like I've got them set to hug the sideline, but you can choose if you want ticky. Obviously, I'm not going to try ticky taka with Scotland, but you've got all these different things, and these all make a massive difference in PES. Like I never found them to make that big a difference in FIFA, but they really do. And like here, do you want to play counter attack? Do you want to play long or short passes? Is your zone attacking, like attacking zone wide? Do you want them to maintain formation? I'm going to move the support range up because that allows more support from midfield. Like, and building a team, like see your 55, like even with that team, you might find that changing your stats just to like counter attacking football or something like that, you might be able to get it up to like 70 just from that. Right, this is the chance. This is basically the only reason that Griffiths is on the field. Obviously as well, Squinny, if you've got a PC, I would highly recommend installing the patches. Like, it just makes such a difference. See just little things like, I don't know, players that just couldn't possibly matter, like Griffiths having all these tattoos, like McBurney, like everyone's got their real face. You've got I think there's 850 stadiums in this game. It's mad.
Griffiths ready to try one.
Right. Let's go.
Griffiths!
Oh yes!
Brilliant! A finish right from the top draw.
Once again, it might not be the last stream.
The whole game needs. Dispatched expertly, nicely done.
I also found at first that the controls, not the controls, the
Well, registering that crucial
skill moves were quite hard to do,
more incentive and motivation
but
to take this off.
now that I'm used to them, I find them like much more intuitive than the FIFA ones, I think. But it's just all getting used to them. Like, it's hard to go back and forth as well, which is an issue. I would say though, like if you decide to put the time in, like when PES clicks, it clicks in a massive way. But like I found, oh, stay at that.
That's foul.
Get him booked.
Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no
Before it did click with me, it felt like the most wooden game ever. Like, and I thought the animations looked terrible. They looked wooden, everything. But just when it clicks, it like I can only say it clicks in a big way. Right, let's get some subs on here. Let's get Forest. Aye, let's get Forest on. And Fleck on. Don't want to change too much. If we can somehow see this out, that would be fantastic.
Change about to occur.
Let's down this to
Tierney.
just a normal
Tierney.
mentality rather than attacking. One thing as well, I don't know if I said to this earlier, Squinny, that I would change, seeing the controls, like you can change it to FIFA controls. Now I always preferred square to shoot, like when I played FIFA for years. Oh, go on. Ah, pish McBurney. When I played FIFA for years, I still played with square to shoot. It's the only way I could play. But what I would say and what I've done is, like, see this R1 to sprint, I can't have that. Like, I changed that immediately to R2. That's just so foreign that it would be R1 to shoot. No! Oh, Jesus.
Well, the level of
See that? Look at Robertson should have that. That's terrible, man. Let's see if we can somehow hold out. I've got a bad feeling that they've got a goal in them. I do like that Poulsen's came short though. That's absolutely ridiculous. Guy's about 6'6".
And it's Sherman. Shot a goal!
Get rid of it.
Denmark are actually displaying tremendous fighting spirit. There's a real
Some of these
belief that
tackles
they
they're
can
putting in.
still have a say.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Somebody get rid of it. No! Had to be Poulsen.
Lovely goal. Perfect poise to set himself for the strike.
Horrible.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
You hope for another free kick.
That's given the coach food for thought. Does he settle for extra time or try to go for a winner?
Whoa! Come on.
Bundled over. That is a foul. There could be trouble here. Now the referee is
Can he do it again?
in his pocket.
It's a similar position. It's a wee bit further wide, I think, though. It's not even a foul. That's a terrible decision from the ref.
It is a fair distance from goal. I'm not sure if he'll have a go.
This is doable.
Real chance here.
I feel like it's not going to go in, but it's definitely doable.
Griffiths!
Oh!
Brilliant goal! A finish of true class. And they're back in front. And he's produced a beauty.
Right. Now, what do we do? 7 minutes left. Fuck off, he's kicked off before I could change things there.
I think what we've just seen is
Very tempted to bring more people on at the back. Switch, big switch. Run, McBurney. Cross it. Oh!
Out to the right. Played back in.
Well done, get it away.
Well, it remains to be seen whether they can come up with that little bit of class to rescue this.
Let's make McBurney's away.
It needs to be any time now, really.
Oh, Griffiths!
Oh, taken with style. And surely that does it.
Well seen, it's a computer game. A Scotland player getting a hat-trick in a fucking knockout game at the Euros.
So much to aim at. Well, he made it obvious as to
That's
where the
calm as fuck, that finish. He should have went across the goalkeeper, but he knew what he was doing.
levels his third, and that earns him the match ball.
Tidy.
This is one of the best performances I've seen in a while.
Right, let's get some subs on. Every fucking defensive player that they've got on the bench.
Well, he's worked so hard for his side, as you would expect, but you couldn't help notice that he was starting to labour a bit, so it's no surprise.
Aye, the free kicks at first are quite hard, but see when you get used to them, they can be pretty fucking deadly. Right, let's just pack the midfield. Forrest can stay up there. Griffiths can play as a left wing forward, why not? In fact, bring Johnny Russell on, at least he's got pace. let's take Robertson off since he would maybe end up getting sent off. Since we're going to need him for the next round. Let's fucking go.
2 up and very little time left. Surely this is it.
Well, some fans are already on their way out, so that to me says everything, Peter.
Denmark making another change here.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious as to who was going to be taken off. His energy levels began to sag, and he was never going to last until the final whistle.
Right, let's just run out the time now. If we keep getting free kicks, we could win this thing.
Hoists it forward. He's made sure that that won't get through.
Away.
Himself into trouble there. Free kick given away.
That could have been 4-1 right there.
Right through the middle. Get the pass he's looking
pish.
for. Forward it goes. John looks to dink one in.
Get that
Gives
away.
the space out wide.
And that'll just about do it. Get in.
So that's it. It is all over. Victory in round 1. Still plenty to do, of course, but one huge step forwards. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Look, it's
3 goals from a man we never even took to the Euros with us.
counts, and they seem to be able to adapt to whatever's required to
Okie
make good
doke.
progress. A team to keep an eye on, I think.
Well, that's a fucking excellent win. I can't play the next game at the moment. I'll need to do that in a separate stream. Probably tonight though. I doubted myself. I thought this was going to be it. I thought this was going to be the last game. And so I squeezed it in before the kids got home. But we've exceeded all expectations yet again. And went through. So who else went through? Italy went through against Austria. France went through against Russia. Croatia 4-1. Spain over Turkey. England over Portugal. Holland over Sweden. Switzerland over Belgium. That's really the only surprise, apart from obviously us being on that list and winning. Although I wonder how much of a surprise it is, because although Belgium should do well in tournaments, they do tend to make a bit of an arse of it. So it's maybe not that shocking. So our quarterfinals is going to be against Italy. As I said, that'll be in the next stream, possibly tonight, if I get the mountain of work I need to get done, and I'm still conscious. The other games are France-Croatia. That's probably a France win, and if we get through, that means we'd get them in the semis. Then England, Spain, and Holland, Switzerland. This is massively looking ahead. Massively. But the way these brackets go, it could be a Scotland-England final if I can somehow get through Italy and probably France, which isn't happening. I don't think we're getting out of the group at all. Like, there's been times back in like the 70s and 80s where Scotland actually had a good team, and still we've never been out of the groups. I don't think we've got much of a chance at all, unfortunately. What I would say is the first game we've got, which is a week today against the Czech Republic, it's at Hampden, and I think we need to go all out and just go for it. But I think, I've said this before, that I think they're going to play very reserved and think that a draw might be okay, because I think they're going to have it in their head that a third place finish wouldn't be the worst thing, and it might get them sneak through. And to me, you need to beat the Czech Republic, because I don't think you're going to get anything off England or Croatia. So my hope is that it worries me that this game's it's first, because if we don't beat the Czech Republic, it's almost like we're out on day one, and I think we really need to win it. But yes, we'll have lots of Euro chat. I'm hoping to do streams most nights this week in the build up, and then obviously throughout the tournament I'm gonna be streaming a lot of nights, just doing different tournaments. I'll maybe do like one-off matches of the biggest game that's coming up, different stuff like that, just at night after the actual football's finished. So there's going to be a lot more stuff coming up. And yes. Anyway, this has been part 3 of Scotland's Road to Glory ? Although that question mark is slowly fading as we make it into the quarterfinals. Getting ahead of myself. But anyway, yes, sorry, this has been Craig. I am from Pure Dead Gaming. It's puredeadgaming.com. Twitter is Pure Dead Gaming. Podcast is Pure Dead Gaming. Twitch is Pure Dead Gaming. And whatever else you can think of is Pure Dead Gaming. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.